Hey Sarah, this is Josh McDonald. This is my audition monologue with Charlie from a letter of honorment for your film, Psychodelic. I didn't have your real typical childhood. I came out of a box. One year my parents had found me inside of a box underneath a fucking Christmas tree. And they said they weren't too pleased about it. And they tried to kill me a couple of times too. Dad did, but Mom... Mom just mostly sat around on her fat ass screaming and puking her guts out. But Dad... oh yeah, good old Dad. Once he got a good look at the freaky looking white thing that came crawling out of the box, he decided to come at me with a pair of scissors. And he cut me up real good too, until he realized that I wasn't even going down. And then afterwards I had hid myself in their basement. And I taught myself English down there by listening to an old radio someone had left behind. And I could have stayed down there forever, listening to the radio in the dark, alone and in peace. But my body kept growing, and I begun to smell like fucking moldy potatoes. And I prayed to that man known as Jesus Christ for a fucking gun. Because one time my mother shouted at me, "What's it gonna take to get you out of there?" And I shouted back at her, "Just give me a gun, Mom, and I'll show you." Which she wouldn't, of course, because Mom was fucking chicken shit. And I once thought about slitting her throat, watching her bleed to death, and laugh at the fear instilled into her eyes as she died. Look, I've made mistakes. I'm not proud of myself, okay? Because even now, I know people are scared of me. Because one time I had dosed myself with kerosene to put myself out of my fucking misery. I asked anyone who was passing right by me to light me up on fire and just end myself. But all he did was look at me like I was some fucking psychopath. And then afterwards, I went to the office to calm myself down. And I found popcorn balls underneath my desk. Very large, very stale popcorn balls with mice. Ugh, it was just so defecating. And that led me to standing in the hallway for 40 minutes, shouting for someone, anyone to come out and confess to me who left the fucking popcorn balls underneath my fucking desk. But guess what? No one would. And so I went room to room, and each and every one of those bastards were just cowering underneath their desk like a bunch of worthless pussies. And then I went around, scooped up the mouse turds, threw them in the coffee maker, brewed a batch, and I shouted, "Hey guys, I'm sorry. Have a cup on me."